not humans. First death. The pipe flung my friends among, oil coating, oil slick, oil floating, oil sick. Swirls of black, when it comes to oxygen there is a lack. The world moving too fast, cannot see, cannot stop, cannot flee. Utter chaos engulfing me. Where is left, where is right, what is dark, what is light, what is up, what is down, I am entirely unfound. I was put, hit not cut, I breathe deeply, water through my gills, lung fills, bruised, chest abused, sharp pain shoots through. The spinning starts to slow, I see the moon, I see the flow. Shimmering, beautiful death, a mess by my monsters, by selfish bastards. I know I'm preaching like one of their pastors, but they do not care for this world. Bodies floating limp, crying stroke towards crimson bubble. What has happened here? We're all in such trouble. Balboa, I yell. Z comes to my side. Are you all right? Z gives a nod. Where is Gallo? Z asks, voice shaking with fear, but not for himself. Is this tear? I don't know, but I'm sure Z's gone before I can finish my soothing words. My mind's sight impure, Gallo's lifeless body in reality is no better. Blood blooms, black oil spreading, everything is soiled. I go here, I go there, a few minutes go by, then I see Balboa crying an awful cry. Overwhelming waves of fright hit my ears. From every crevice something leers. Disoriented we look around. I hear a sound, movement near the ground. Pipe split, Gallo flew, Balboa spotted them too. Staghorn coral consuming, pocket of scarlet blooming. Rushing forward, each grab a limb, we lays him down. Hey, Balboa says, you have been found. Are you okay? Gallo manages. Yes, Balboa says, holding his face. Balboa crying, I'm crying, seconds are flying, there's no hope. I don't know what to say, no time to get back, so here we lay. My eyes stinging with outrage at this slaughter, my gills stinging with blood in the water. Gallo looks around, eyes go wide at what they found. The split tails? He murmurs. Yes, I say. Gallo nods. Don't let me become a martyr. My death can't be a war starter. Gallo, don't say that. You'll be fine. Gallo grasps Balboa's hands. Heart of mine, listen to me. Keep others alive. You must make sure our folks' morals survive. Knave, please, he says, turning to me, a wheeze. I beg you, I don't want my legacy to be bloodshed and fighting. Gallo, your legacy is your writing, something you cannot show on charts, I say. Balboa bends down and gives Gallo a kiss. The light in his eyes fades, leaning up for a moment of bliss. Gallo starts to say, then goes limp, a smile upon his lips. I'm in a dark abyss, I feel so numb. How could this happen? I don't know how long. We sit for a time, hugging Balboa, limbs wrapped around mine. Suddenly there's light all around. We have been found, but it's too late. They sealed Gallo's fate. For the first time in my life I feel true hate. We ascend, going fast, doors open under the craft. We rise, there are 5 pairs of eyes. There are also words, cries. You will be fine, but I know these are lies. There's a sharp pain in my arm, but I'm too overwhelmed to care, to be scared, even to truly be aware or alarmed. As the world goes out, I know I will not be harmed. As I wink, back in one blink, into memory, back I sink. Like shadow under glass, just a random day in class. I don't know why, in my head, back I fly. One day, Elion was resting in light-warmed water when he heard a splash. Hairy creatures entered the water and started to thrash. Carefully, Elion swims towards the creatures' few and sees that their tails are split in two. Over time, Elion shares the wonders of the water, how to swim, float like an otter. Communication was hard, but we could tell that they were caring, had good hearts. But after a time, the split-tails stopped feeling those parts. They felt the calling of greed, wanted for themselves, for sharing they felt no need. Over time we grew apart, and to this day they don't think we're real, not very smart. We believe that this legend points out what can happen if you're led astray by greed or selfishness, the great price you will pay, I explain. The split-tails and our ancestors were best friends. In other legends we taught them how to use tools, how to heal, how to catch food from the teal. They showed us how to have more fun, let go and enjoy the warm sun. Balboa finishes. The split-tails' gluttony made us grow apart. This story is telling us to be fair, and for each other always be there. The three of us link arms together. Keep your friends close like you're attached by a tether, and whatever is thrown your way, stick together. I ponder this memory as I mope. In it I see hope, a possibility of how to cope. They took Gallo, and for that I am angry, but we must not pout. I will fulfill Gallo's last wishes despite my doubt. I will propose we rekindle this lost friendship. I will not back out. 2 rings. I swim into the courtyard and see Balboa and Gallo's family 3. Hugs all around, but not many words are exchanged. It's strange. I know them well, but everyone's changed. We will always be a family goal, but without the one who brought us together, we will never be whole. Whole, vacant, my empty soul. Z was taken young. Never had a chance to seize his dreams. All our heads hung. Doors open. Gallo lies before us. Once there was a spark, a flame, now so dull in death, camouflage colors, once so bright, cheerier than others. Gallo had a way, Z made us laugh every day. Now I can barely look at Z's body, limp and gray. We try to pull ourselves together as we swim through the doors. Z was yours, ours. Balboa grabs my arm, I think we both see stars. Atop a cold slab, a cold stare, movement nowhere. In my heart I feel a flare. Near the end of the aisle I take my seat. Balboa goes on, now clutching the arm of Gallo's parent. They reach the end of the aisle where Gallo will lay, forever. Never again in the waves will Z sway. I start to backtrack, to long before the pipe crack. The long anticipated day. Gallo was so excited Z couldn't keep it at bay. So much red and orange on Z's natural blue, more than normal, for Zim hard to do. My heart is pounding, peeping round the corner I see them bounding, hand in hand, over the sand. Gallo wanted me and their families around. I have the rings to ensure they're not found. Then Gallo starts to speak. Balboa, I love you so much. I love your touch. It makes me feel safe, and as such, I place the ring in Gallo's hand, around the corner. Take me as yours, and you'll be mine, our whole lives forever intertwined. Gallo circles himself around Balboa in our customary way. Offerings his palm where the rings lay. Almost no blue left in either's skin. The happiness is overwhelming, everyone must grin. Balboa takes one of the rings, then around Gallo swings. They slip the rings onto one another's spikes. Forever we'll bind together this. I promise your ideas I will never dismiss, and when we are old we will reminisce. Then Balboa cuts him off with a beautiful kiss. Snapped back to reality. Music starts to play, a sad tune of sorrow to depart those who have no tomorrow. Balboa swims beside Gallo, for their promise is no longer, although of Z's affiance Ziz is not less fonder. Tearfully pulling off Z's ring, then onto Gallo's spikes these strings. A new promise made to move on, but never forget the love drawn, their happy duet. 35 folks sit around the room, on all of their faces looks of gloom, mourning the 4 now in a tomb. Guy, council speaker, swims to the podium. Z looks healthier than the other day. The bruises have faded, and the cut on Z's fin has healed away. Hello, Kahin Settlement Council. I do not have to say, this is a tragedy. All those lost will be remembered, but those that survived, such as I, we have a choice to make. I ask you, what action should we take? I will tell you what happened from my point of view. I will try to explain the cost, what I have seen. I will be blunt. We know the story does not gleam. We were on our hunting grounds near the pipeline when we heard sounds. The tether, holding the split tails oil pipes together, came undone. The pipes and oil flew like a gracken from the sun. As Guy's heartfelt speech ends, we all look around at our friends. What do we do? On a lot this depends. We need to make a decision, but through what lens? How to view this after this calamity? How do we cleanse? I hear a voice and turn to see a young defender I know to be cocky. His name is Elliston. The split tails, Z says, that's who we're talking about. They're not a threat. They're clueless stupidity. That's all driving the net. I mean that literally and metaphorically. They're casting the net now and forgetting about later. They kill more of themselves than any creature greater. We need to be drastic. They knowingly dump billions of pounds of plastic, and if we don't do something, we will not be so elastic. We will not bounce back. We have taken the smack for way too long. They send this all our way. Are you with me when I say they need to pay? A mumble goes around the room. An old folk starts to speak. This does take it to a new level. Although these issues are not recent, do not let it dishevel. Let us all be decent. Although it makes it personal, this is bigger than those in this chamber. To all the folks in the sea we must cast a vote. Should we build a moat, hold them accountable, go for the throat? Is this surmountable? As this issue grew, we have fought the goo, the sludge. We may say ew, but we never budge. We try not to judge as the split tails smudge this beautiful sea. So through their muck and guck we trudge. The split tails need to be taught about the battle we have fought. Against their clot, they're trashed like fish slime in a gash. One splash, then in a flash, we're in the middle of a mash of goop, glue, sludge, and goo. Z pauses. Excuse me. I didn't mean to nudge, but this is so real, and although it is harsh, this is how I feel. Z hangs his head. Balboa finishes. This cannot happen again. So much pain. The legends can renew if we don't let Gallows' death justify us being sly. Z's last wish, we have to try. 3 options. We are in Marianas, the capital settlement. Today the big vote is cast. We will decide at last what to do. My chest a knot, how will today's hue? My brain fraught, heart race, breath pace. I brace, swimming towards the meeting place. We are here for answers, what folks labeled, what was enabled, what have the folks decided, of the 3 ways, what was resided. The Speaker of Marianas, Nax, starts. We will open the charts. Enough suspense. We'll reveal the results so we are not so tense. Let the vote total commence. On the screens the outcome reads. The 10 past days' deeds leave the question how to proceed. Do we keep our distance and hide, teach them a lesson? Confront them in honor of those who died? Now, the results. Nax asks. The vote of every adult. Hide, 8%. Teach, 87%. Confront, 3%. Other, 2%. Teach them a lesson passes with 87%. I'm so happy. What Gallo wanted might sound sappy. I'm glad we're doing what is right. Finally, giving a shout, coming into the light. Guy gets up. The next question we face, who to tell first? Those in charge, those not at large? We know not all are bad. Some are mad like us, maybe even some we can trust. Balboa, your thoughts? They hurt us, but we're not a threat. Not here to fight, just want to give them a truer sight. The scientists who saved the whales, they're our best bet, closest to those in our ancient tales, Balboa states. I agree. But how do we know they will not flee, or even where they're going to be, Guy inquires. We shall prepare and monitor. Then, when the time comes, we will ascend and confront them. Next proposes. I nod. This sounds best. This will not be easy to win. I fear they will cause a din. So we stick with our kin. Our society is ample. We are the example. This hard lesson will be taught. We cannot miss the shot. We will not slow. We owe it to Gallo. I guess I dozed off, for I wink to a beeping, the device ocean sweeping. A blip. It picked up a ship. Balboa and I quickly grab our gear and start our trip. Swimming towards the surface, I start to see the light sparkling amazingly. The water starts to warm as the sun's heat swarms. The life we see starts to change. Swimming up, we see such a range of different fish. Then 100 feet to go, the light is blocked as the ship is locked onto the place we plan to mend, the broken story of a 1,000-year-old friend. I see the waves of blue, waves of gold, the colors change, the same as times of old. Like schools of small fish when the tide changes, a flitting web of color as the language of the heart exchanges. Ripples of color, a most beautiful sight, the beauty of diffracted light. This is proof that the sphere we live in is only complete when the two worlds come together and meet. These were my last thoughts before you joined us. Dr. Melinda, thank you for your trust.
Dr. Melinda, the sonar picked up an object moving straight towards us at 65 knots. Way too fast to even be a pilot whale. It's almost like a military torpedo.